All right, guys, welcome to the Different Animals Podcast. It's your boy Tyler,
And I'm Ever Castro.
and you are here for episode 11. That's two ones. That shit goes up to 10. Ours goes up to 11, dog. Um, so, this episode, we're going to touch on some stuff we've been watching recently. I'm going to touch on a game that's about to come out and will be out by the time this airs that I'm going to be playing. We're going to talk about our favorite rap beats. The Washington Redskins are changing their name, and we're going to talk about Madden. But first, all right. So I'm going to start by saying that we were planning on talking about Palm Springs, and we are still going to talk about Palm Springs, but we're recording this on a short week on our end. So I haven't gotten to it yet. So we're skipping that. We talked about it last week.
Mhm.
It'll be on episode 12.
We'll mention it next week. That'll give Tyler more time to watch it, and then hopefully people listening, some more time to watch it. I think I saw the news this week that I think it was like Hulu's biggest movie or like biggest
Oh shit!
opening
Really?
weekend. But I don't know. I don't think it means anything because I think it varies.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
think they had the
Also, a fucking movie weekend, like
yeah.
on a streaming service. That's
Exactly.
fair.
Yeah, but it's like whatever metric they use, it's like it was like the biggest movie of the weekend. So,
I know, like
um,
Netflix, like they measure it based on like the first 10 minutes, and it's like really like that's what we're measuring is the first 10 minutes of a movie.
yeah, and if they don't change it and stuff, yeah, I mean, like I'd rather they not tell us because they don't, they're very secretive about their metrics and stuff. So I'd rather them not because then I feel like that could skewer people's opinions about stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll get to Palm Springs next week. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So let's start with what we've been watching.
Yeah, yeah. So this week I finished up What We Do in the Shadows, which I mentioned in last week's episode, or I think 2 weeks ago. And I finished it up. It was only 2 seasons, 10 episodes each, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. Just like I mentioned in my first the first episode where I brought it up. It's funny. It's a great mockumentary. The second season is just as good as the first one. I think in some parts it's even better, especially because you know the characters and sort of you know it's just easier to follow than getting used to them. Um,
Like any real book or like longer movie, like and the same thing with TV shows. Like when you have characters, like you have if you really got to nail it, like you have to develop and like introduce those characters correctly. So like your first season or your first part of your movie or all that shit always develops slowly, and then
yeah.
they don't have to worry about that in the next season. So
Right.
so if everything else is great, like season two is super awesome because you're not usually having to get a whole bunch of introduction.
Yeah, yeah, and then in most, I think dramas it's a little bit easier for you to hit the ground running, but I think comedies I think always suffer from subpar, just kind of average first season. Like I always think about The Office or Parks and Rec, and even Community. The first half of the first season of Community, I always tell people, you can just kind of skip them. Like you sort of need a few episodes here and there just to get the idea of the characters, but you can pretty much skip them because season two is when it really takes off. But I think with What We Do in the Shadows, it was great from the go. It hit the ground running in a way that I haven't seen in a comedy since probably, I guess Rick and Morty or 30 Rock. But it was great. And there's actually one episode in season two where a, 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 I guess a secondary character. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it, but it's one of my favorite episodes of any comedy ever. It's a character changes their name to Jackie Daytona, and that's all I'll say. So if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, look forward to it. As soon as I finished it, I was like, that is one of the best 30 minutes of comedy I've ever seen. So definitely check out the show. It's on Hulu. It's it's usually on FX, but FX and Hulu are both owned by Disney now, so they kind of have this sort of a partnership where anything that's on Hulu or on FX is automatically on Hulu. But check it out. Like I said, 10 episodes, 2 seasons, or 2 seasons, 10 episodes each, and I got through them pretty quickly.
Definitely. So I don't know why it hit me this way. Like whenever people like have ridiculous aliases, I don't know why it specifically always takes me down. But like when you said Jackie Daytona, it immediately. Do you watch American Dad at all?
I do. Yeah.
So I'm not crazy about American Dad for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just hard for me to buy in. Like I bet if I started to watch it more, but I tried to watch it when it first came out, and I was like, this is just a Family Guy clone, except it's more dumb because there's an alien and a talking fish.
Yeah.
Like I was already like kind of like, this is stupid. But I watched the Ricky Spanish episode.
Dude,
and that shit kills me. It's just like Spanish. Dude, my favorite is that like every time, like, I want to say it's every time there's a commercial or every time they say like Ricky Spanish or something like that, it does like a slow panning like still.
Yeah,
like,
of him doing something evil. Yeah.
But like one of them is like him licking like a fucking like lollipop that he clearly took from a baby, and then like another one is like just like mundane shit like that. But then at one point in the episode, Roger is as Ricky Spanish. He's like, you know how I get when I drink, and it flashbacks to him at this party where like he's like Ricky Spanish and he's drinking and he's like and like just has a fucking katana and just stabs this dude's wife through the heart. And I was like, that's such like so ridiculous compared to the still right before it where he's like knocking someone's papers out of their hands.
Yeah, he's like Ricky Spanish, and everything is in black and white, and he's in color, and it's like a still, and he's like, I think one of them he's pooping into somebody's open chest cavity during an operation. But no, I feel the same way about American Dad. I think American Dad is another one where I tell people not just to skip the first season. I tell people to skip to like episode like 80. There's like 200 of them, like episode like season 3 or 4 from like seasons 3 or 4 through I think like 8 or 9. I think they're up at 12 now. I actually fell off, but dude, some of those are so good. Like there's like a Back to the Future one. There's one where like a future cyborg version of Stan comes back in time, and he's like half Mexican, half robot or something. Like there's like some really good episodes in there.
Yeah, the one where he's talking about how his brother lives in a shithole house, and it
yes, dude, my brother, Mike and we watch that one every Thanksgiving because it's a Thanksgiving episode, and so every Thanksgiving we watch that. It's it's so good, it's so fucking funny. But American Dad, underrated comedy.
Definitely, when I actually get into it, I do think it is good. I just remember like I was so turned off by the first time I tried to watch it that I like never went back.
I would
seriously.
Say because none of them connect and they're all hilarious. I would say like literally just the middle of the pack, just jump in wherever, and you'll get some great episodes. But yeah,
also,
go
ahead. No, you go.
I was just gonna say, and then so I finished that up, and then I started the show called My Brilliant Friend on HBO. It's in Italian. It's an Italian show, but it's short as well. It's 2 seasons, 8 episodes each. I saw it because it was getting a bunch of good reviews online, and I saw a bunch of people talk about it. And the last 2 shows I'd done, or I'd finished and watched, were both sort of more comedies. And so I was like, let me get a drama in there since I'm usually trying to watch at least one series. And so far, I'm only 3 or 4 episodes in. It's pretty good. It's subtitled. It's like a foreign language film. It's about 2 girls in the 1950s in Italy, and it's about them growing up and sort of, becoming teenagers. And I think season 2 deals with them as young women. But so far right now, and where I'm at, they're just, they're like preteens. But so far, it's pretty good. I don't think the story's really gotten going because it's 8 episodes.
Yeah, can't give a judgment on it yet.
Yeah. But I'm sure by next episode or the one after, I'll have a good idea of the first season, and I'll let y'all know.
Okay. I forgot to, before we started recording, I didn't even think about it. But one thing I have watched recently is, I guess one of my favorite comedians, released his comedy special on YouTube. So it's available for everyone. It's Hannibal Buress. He dropped his special Miami Nights. It's like, I think a little over an hour, and it's pretty fucking good. He's got two bits that really took me down. One of them is that he says he he says he doesn't like that I can see the price of anyone's house on Zillow, and he's like, and I also don't like that I don't have the self-control to not do it while I'm sitting in your house. And then his other bit is that took me down was was just him talking about, apparently, I think in Miami he was arrested by a cop, and that just whole scenario. I guess arrested by a cop is really fucking stupid because all arrests happens by cops. But he was arrested by a cop that he thinks is kind of a piece of shit, and so I guess because it's on YouTube, they kind of just edited it more weirdly than I would have expected, and like he'll cut to like the body cam footage of him getting arrested multiple times, and like every time it kills me. Hannibal Buress, have you ever watched anything he's done?
Just a couple of clips from his stuff on the Eric Andre show. Yeah.
Yeah. So and the Eric Andre show, he plays the straight man to Eric Andre's like insanity. But like that's kind of how his comedy is. Like he's super deadpan and saying ridiculous shit, but he's just like, and also all of it seems legitimate. Like it's not just the deadpan matched with the ridiculousness. It's that it's deadpan matched with ridiculousness, but also like very legitimate points. You know what I mean? So it's like it just kills me every time. So check him out if you are into comedy and you just want to waste an hour on YouTube.
Nice. Yeah. I think I'm like I said, I just know him from the show and all the GIFs on Twitter where he's like, why are you booing me? I'm right, or that's whack.
Oh yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah.
Oh no, he's just whack.
Yeah, whack.
Or when he gets shot on the couch.
Yeah. Eric Andre's like, why would you do that? And
yeah.
Yeah, dude, those kill me. But his other specials are also good. It's been so long since I've seen them. I don't know where to watch them. Like I couldn't direct anybody to any of them, and I don't even remember the names. But I remember one he's talking about how in New Orleans, he was like, if you go to the police department in New Orleans, or it was like some office, some local office, he was like, you can pay for a parade. He was like, you can pay to have a parade just at any time. He's like, fuck, dude, I might just start living in New Orleans. Like, just fucking pay to have parades. Fuck 'em. But yeah, it's all good. So that's really the only thing I've watched recently. But what I am gearing up for is a game called The Ghost of Tsushima is about to drop, or again will have dropped by the time this comes out. And I'm just really looking forward to that. It's by Sucker Punch Studios. There might be like Sucker Punch Interactive, I don't remember, but it's by Sucker Punch, who did the Sly Cooper games back in the day on PS2, and they also did the Infamous games. Which always threw me off because you couldn't convince me of a bigger difference between games than from Sly Cooper to Infamous.
Well, probably probably Crash Bandicoot to The Last of Us.
That's true, but like we said before, is that I don't think any of the people that worked on Crash Bandicoot are still on that team. I think it's like it's the same studio, but like there's been turnover, so naturally like different people are there. But that is a good answer. But like just to go from like raccoons stealing jewels from other like cartoon animals to like a dude flying through the air fucking electrocuting the masses, like it's a leap.
I always get that game mixed up with what was the one with the guy who could absorb people.
Okay, so you're probably talking about Prototype.
Prototype, yeah. And I played
why?
Prototype 2, and it was awesome. But yeah.
So Prototype came out. I want to say Prototype came out before Infamous, but was started developing after Infamous, and everyone thinks that the people that made Prototype saw the idea because they play almost identically.
Yeah, it's like the open world superpower type thing.
Yeah, like leaping, like tall bound, like yeah, and like punching people like fucking through the fucking city.
Right.
But yeah, people were like, I think like everyone thinks that Prototype saw what that was, saw it had potential, and then rushed theirs to get out before the other one. But I do think Infamous is a better game than Prototype. But same genre, same idea. But they made that game. Ghost of Tsushima looks like a more grounded experience, so I'm excited to see what they can do with that. I would be able to tell you more about it, maybe over the next couple episodes, but I'm excited for that.
Right. So, I haven't seen any game. I've seen like I think some stills from it, but no gameplay. So is it like a third person?
Yeah, it's like an action
open
adventure, like
world,
third
or-
person. I don't know exactly how it's gonna play. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be. I think it's going to be between something like Dark Souls, which I don't know if you've ever played, but Dark Souls is like super clunky, punishing gameplay, and it's on purpose, and then something like the old God of War games, or like Devil May Cry, where it's just like in the old God of War games, Kratos is just a fucking like a dervish of just like fucking blades and like explosions flying through the air. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like super zoomed out. It's like like a third person, but like zoomed out, like the old Spyro games, like that. Like,
right. And it's like fucking like he would do attack and like your fucking sword would just cover the whole screen.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's going to be in between that, which is basically the range of everything, but it's those same genres, and I think it's going to be a smooth but still have weight to it. Almost like the new God of War. I think I expect it to be kind of close to that. I mean, maybe not artistically, maybe not the over-the-shoulder camera like that close, but I think it might play with a certain like same kind of rhythm, I guess. But again, no idea. When I play it, I can feel completely differently about it.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. So that's Ghosts of
Tsushima, I think.
Tsushima. Cool.
Sushimi, I think, is uncooked sushi.
Yeah.
Or like raw sushi. The ghost of raw sushi. I'm playing. I played that game. All right. So let's move on to our favorite rap beats. Because we have a list here. I've got your list. You've got my list. So we can go back and forth. So go ahead and start whichever one you want to start with.
Yeah. So my criteria for picking this one, it's not necessarily like the best like sample or the best melody or whatever. Mostly because I wanted to save best sample or like our favorite samples for a future episode. It's just one that like I like the beat, where I think the beat fits the voice of the hip hop artist the best. It's the beat where like I want to turn up my bass, or like I want to turn up my headphones, or more than likely all of these will be on a workout playlist or a party playlist, just because I think they like Will Ferrell says, they get the people going, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe not like favorite rap beats. I think I should have said maybe like favorite bumping rap beats, or maybe like I don't know. But anyway, so
it lined up for me. So I didn't know that criteria going in, but it fit perfectly. So we're just fucking rolling.
Yeah, because I think it's like there's like some that have like smoother ones, or maybe like more bare bone ones, or or harder more ones. But I think like these have to fit like. These are like in the center of a bunch of circles in a Venn diagram.
Right.
For me. So for my first one, I'm going to start off with Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. It's produced by Jay White Did It. And it's just like basically just like a simple 808s and melodies. And like as soon as you hear it, you like know it. I think, if you play it while we listen to this, you know exactly what the song is, and it sort of takes you back. But that's my first one from I think 2017.
Okay. I didn't get the years because, again, always woefully underprepared. But I think my first one I'm going with is Party Up by DMX. That shit is the quintessential, like, when you hear that song come on, you want to find the nearest wall and tear it down. Like, I mean, like, the whole wall. Also, fucking what kills me is that Party Up is one of the only songs where, now I'm gonna preface this, the edit I think is almost better than the explicit one. Now I know there's some songs where the edit is straight up better because like the lyrics sound stupid unedited, which is
Yeah.
hilarious to me every time it happens. Because I'm like, you knew what you could use for the edited one, and you still chose this bad option for the explicit one.
I think just to go on a little side one, I love that category of songs because my favorite one is the Ti song. What you know about that?
Oh yeah,
is it that? He says something about like the 40. He mentions a gun, and in the edited version he says like "Ayo" or something like that.
Right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I think I can't remember if that's the one, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone is Getting Tipsy by Chingy. I think that's one where like it's terrible explicit, but the edited one is good. So there's that. But Party Up, for the edits are not words. They're sound effects, and because the beat is already so intense and just like turned up, like the sound effects are also turned up, and it just like fits. Like one of them, instead of cursing, it's just someone going like "woo!" Like it like is instantly just like hype, like it just from that. And I was just like, the edited one is so good. I don't know that it's better, but it's like it almost becomes a whole different song, and it's still good.
Yeah, well, you have to. Oh, and also you got to make sure to let people know that it's Party Up. Parentheses up in here. Like that's the song we're talking about.
Sorry, because y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here.
And I like how you talk about the edited ones that sort of just blank out. I think it was Truffle Butter or one of those other ones where Lil Wayne's verse comes on the radio.
Oh yeah,
and there's like 10 seconds of just silence because he says something about banging in the bathroom or something. Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna.
Like fucking bitches in the bathroom, like yeah,
and then we're back in it, and I was like, okay, like what did he say there?
Well, another one where the edited one is terrible for me that kills me every time is in what is it? Hold on, I think it's fucking Problems. I think with ASAP Rocky, and they say, obviously I can't say the regular line, but they say money make a act rich, and
oh yeah.
But like, yes, in the edited one, they say money make ish. Like, at least he'll figure ish. And I was like, oh my god.
See, this would be a good list because I think this is something that you come into contact with these kind of edited songs either through video games, like sports games,
right,
and then also the radio. And I think, one of those for me, I don't listen to the radio anymore, so I don't come in contact with those anymore. So I think it'd be interesting to come up with a list of these. I think it'd be a little bit harder because it's sort of catching like right in the middle of both. But I know remember last week you mentioned, or last episode you mentioned, or two episodes ago you mentioned NBA 2K, right?
Right.
And I'm
still accepting the smoke.
Right, come at him. But I booted it up, dude, and like song starts in the menu, and it'll be like, "Yo, it's what and we're balling like the." I'm like, well, then why do you even include the song?
Right,
if this shit's gonna be E for
song,
everyone, then pick a different song.
Right, there's got to be an edited version of a rap song that's not this bad, and the answer is it's "Party Up" by DMX. Up in here,
or that Ti song I just mentioned.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Exactly. All right, so what's your next rap beat?
Yeah, next rap, it's "Backseat Freestyle" by Kendrick Lamar, produced by Hit Boy. And so he also did "In Paris" by Kanye West and Jay-Z, and he did another one that I really, really liked. And he seemed like somebody who like burned really bright, and I haven't heard much from him recently. But anyway, so yeah, same thing. You hear those like, I wish I knew the instruments, but there's like that sound, like that metallic sound. I think it's like a snare, and you know exactly what it is. And then this one, I think, is improved by
also the fucking just
the lyrics.
Ring ting ting. Like,
exactly.
Like, you're like, oh, okay.
And then Martin Had a Dream.
Yeah.
And then, dude, oh, it's so good. I remember listening to it the first time ever.
You're right. This is the one where like the artist fits perfectly. Also, the other ones we've mentioned do fit perfectly. Like, you couldn't come up with a dude to be in a hype song better than DMX, where he's just fucking just like growling and just fucking like just losing his fucking mind. This one, like, Kendrick accentuates the beat so much. You know what I mean? Like, right before he starts going ham, he's like, Martin had a dream. Like you're so ready.
I think all of these, now that I'm looking at them now, I think all of them work so well because the first line just like hooks you. And I think, how I was saying that all of these beats, they fit in like this perfect little space in a bunch of different circles in the Venn diagram. And I think one of those circles that I didn't mention earlier was the rapper's voice just fitting so well and amplifying the beat. So yeah, start Martin had Dream, and then Cardi B, she says, little bitch, you can't fuck with me. If you wanted to, like right off the bat, like what's what you're in for. So Backseat Freestyle from Good Kid, Mad City, from his album from I think 2012. And like I said, I remember listening to it the first time. Like I downloaded the album because one of my sweet mates, he said, this guy's gonna be big, and I heard him on Take Care. Mm-hmm. I hadn't heard anything from 808s, not 808s, Section 80, mm-hmm. Section 80, and like I remember the first few songs, you kind of get into it, Master Splinter's Daughter, and you kind of going through it, but then Backseat Freestyle hits, and you're like, holy shit. Yeah. And to this day, it still has that same power.
Yeah, Backseat Freestyle was definitely one of the first ones where I was like, all right, hold on, I'm all in. And like the other, like he has a freestyle called like the Lookout for Detox freestyle, and mm-hmm. that shit's a banger. And I heard Rigor Mortis by him, and I was like, those like put me on to. I was like, okay, hold on, I gotta pay attention now.
And even that one's a little beat too. Third take.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. The one mm-hmm. I'm going to give next, is 99 Problems. 99 Problems, I think, might be one of the best rap songs ever made. Mm-hmm. I think mm-hmm. it is top 3, and my logic for that is that, so like Drake makes rap songs that are also pop music that everybody likes, but he definitely sacrifices some of like what makes rap. You know what I mean? Like he definitely sacrifices some of that to like spread out the genre a little bit. And you know, you can argue that like, that's just what rap is now. But like I still think if you were to say like when you think rap song in your head, like Drake is a rapper, but he definitely sacrifices some of that. Mm-hmm. 99 Problems managed to be, I don't know a single person that doesn't like that song. I can't come up with a single person that's like, that song's not great. That song is great all the way around, and Jay-Z and the beat sacrificed nothing. Like, it is 100% a rap song from the beginning, and fucking Rick Rubin nailed that shit.
Nailed that shit, dude. And you could even say it's like maybe one of the best rock songs.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Absolutely.
Because you could easily say, well...
It's as much rap as, like, Walk This Way with Run DMC.
Right.
Or, sorry, mm-hmm. it's as much rock as, like, that song is rock. And that song, I think, is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, 99 Problems is 100% a rock song, if you know what I mean? And it's one of the best ones, too, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Rags to riches, I ain't dumb. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Got
and
the
literally
rat
everybody
patrol
can do
on the Gap Patrol. Yeah.
Everybody can do the where he recounts...
The police stop?
The police stop, right?
Yeah. Now, I don't know the bar, or I ain't past the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you want to legally search my shit.
Mm-hmm. God. Yeah, dude, everybody knows that one.
Also, one of the best bars is, the type loud as a motorbike wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight.
I was just going to say that. I was like, he doesn't say food fight. He says fruit fight.
Oh, yeah, fruit fight. That's right, yeah.
And I always know, like, what is a fruit fight? You have food fight right there. Food fight is a thing. Fruit fight isn't a thing. Unless he was being homophobic, but I don't
also very possible. So. The time, I don't know. The times.
But time, yeah, it's a little, you know what? Retroactively bleep that out for us. I'm just kidding. But I do think he means he busted a grape in a food fight. So I don't understand why.
It could also just be one take hove and like walk in there and fucking like an R slip through. Like all of us do. Like if I'm talking too fast and I try to say the word ladder, I'll say laddle. And
and he's just like, I'll fucking just
maybe that R came out and Rick Rubin was like, hey, just you said fruit fight. He was like, fucking dog, one take hove. Like but yeah, that beats a banger.
I love those little things about songs where you like notice something and you're like, wait, like, and it just sticks in your mind like that. And then in Marvin's Room, Drake rhymes me, but he could have used. He says women. I got these women living off me. Something off me, and I'm like, why didn't you say I got these women living for free? Like, why would you rhyme weed with me? Just say me with free.
Because he's trash, Ever. Drake is trash, dude.
And another one that I love that he actually that the artist mentions is Swizz Beatz' bit in So Appalled, the little skip that he talks about.
Yeah, it's like a tiny cut. Like it's like the guy like editing it together, like got to there and then just clipped it slightly too close, and he's like he played it back, and I guarantee he heard it, and he was like, fuck it, dude, whatever, I'm done. Like he was like looking at his watch, he's like, man, I'm tired, dude. Fuck this works.
Well, so have you seen the clip where he explains that about that?
The guy or Swizz Beatz? Swizz
Beatz.
I think he just says like he doesn't know why it's in there.
Yeah, he doesn't know why Kanye West left it in there or why he put it in there. He's like, there's a bit where he like I can't explain it. It's like at the beginning of the song, it's like in between like his lines.
If instead of a period, it's like if instead of a period you cut it off like right before the period happened, like in a sentence. You know what I mean? Like if you were like saying like, today I'm gonna go to the grocery store, like you heard me cut it off, but like I still said store. You know what I mean? So it's like there's this like weird cut where like I said everything I was gonna say, but like I can still tell it's cut.
Right. Like I'm gonna play it off my speaker. Like this is the only one I want to play, just because I want people to sort of understand what I'm talking about this little blip.
Yeah.
Let me see if it plays. Hold on.
Sometimes this shit ridiculous. One hand in the air if you don't really care. Middle finger in the air if you don't really care.
Right there, right?
Yeah, right there.
Middle finger in the air if you don't really care. Like, why'd you just let him finish saying it?
Yeah, or fix it. But anyway, yeah. So I do think he says for the longest time I'm like, why doesn't he say food fight? But anyway, my next one is a newer one, and I think one that maybe most people haven't heard, but one that I put something here, but it's Tia Tamara by Doja Cat featuring Rico Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one, this is just like fucking like braggadocious, like hip hop at its like most at its top.
Shout out to ever supporting known white supremacist ally Doja Cat. Continue.
She was showing feet in a racial chat. So this one is produced by Doja Cat herself and somebody named Curtis McKenzie.
Okay. Before you switch to this, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this because I was so confused. So before you switched this just now while we were talking, this shit said produced by Curtis McKenzie and a specific artist who we love. And I went and listened to that song because I was like, holy shit, she got him to produce a song. And I listened to it and I was like, this does not sound like some shit he would make. I was like, I know he's on some other shit. And it was Kanye West. And I was like, I know Kanye West is on some other shit, but this don't sound like him at all. And so, like, when you changed it just now, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
That it wasn't, yeah. If you listen to, have you listened to WTP by Tiana Taylor? That's a Kanye West produced one. And that's one where we were like, wait, Kanye West produced this? I mean, okay.
I haven't heard it, but I should.
Don't listen to it around kids because the beat is like a very specific line. But anyway, you can listen to it after. But yeah, Tia Tamara, just another one where her voice, she's got a great rapping voice, like we mentioned before in previous episodes, that I think fits, like makes most of what is successful.
You know what's funny? I wonder if do you think Doja Cat's voice has some of the same quality Nicki Minaj's voice has, where she just kind of like does like this weird fucking thing with her voice to try and like match the song like Nicki does? Because I'm not crazy about Nicki Minaj's voice, and I don't like Doja Cat's voice either, but I feel like they both kind of like turn it up over the notch, like whatever natural like accent or whatever they have. There's like they go like almost like a white girl impression a little bit to me. Yeah. It's like I can't stand it.
I could see that, but I don't see it any different than like Kendrick's like robot voice or his alien voice.
Yeah, but people clown the shit out of Kendrick for his robot voice.
But Doja Cat, before she canceled herself,
and stood by it and was like, nah, they're cool. Like, they're cool. Why?
What are you doing? You just have the #1 song in the country. Why are you messing with your money? But yeah, this is great. I love Say So. It's another song that she has. So those two songs I really like. But yeah, this one's I think my number 3. Yeah, my number 3.
Okay, so my number 3, I've been trying to go with what you choose and then find a way to make it work for my next choice, and this one worked perfectly since you changed it from Kanye West to Doja Cat. That's a wild thing to get mixed up. But like, is there any scenario where like those two people? Never mind. They both white supremacist allies. I figured it out myself. But she produced that song, her own song. So I'm gonna go with "Who Dat Boy," which Tyler the Creator is on with A$AP Rocky, and Tyler the Creator also produced it. Now, I'm going to begin by saying that Tyler the Creator produces almost all of his own shit, which is either very good or very bad. Like, so my example for very bad is going to get me some fucking heat. Like, people are not going to like this answer, which is that, like, J. Cole suffers so much because he does all of his own producing.
I was
All
just
of
gonna say
his
that.
shit runs together and is so, like, slow and just, like, his shit could put me to sleep. Almost everything he produces is, like, I think I'm, like, gonna listen to this when it's time for me to go to bed. But, like, Tyler the Creator, and this may be because Tyler the Creator specifically, I don't know how close you've ever followed him, but, like, one of his constant things is that, like, he's like, I don't like making rap music. I like making music. And he was like, so he does almost everything himself as far as instruments. Like, he plays the piano. Like, so most guys like put the drums together first and then put other stuff together around it. Tyler the Creator does the chords and chord progressions that he likes the sound of.
Mm-hmm.
And then like retrofits like whatever bit of drums or like stuff sounds good to him. And when it goes bad for Tyler the Creator is he does way too much. Like he like gets too into it and it's way too intricate and it just kind of like sounds like mash almost.
Yeah.
But in this song he nails it, and as someone who has like a very distinct producing sound and also was on both of our lists for best rap voices, like it goes so well together. Like the song is so aggressive and his voice is so aggressive, and even A$AP Rocky, who's like doesn't have that same kind of style, but like he's much more laid back, but like he still like kind of gives off the right vibe as he's rapping. It goes perfect. Like that beat is so money to me. The first time I heard it when that album came out, I was like, this shit should be a single on the radio. And I think it almost immediately was, like, after it came out. And it obviously wasn't a huge hit single because, for whatever reason, Tyler the Creator, I think just because he's super fucking weird, like, never gets quite the mainstream play that I feel like he should. But that song was still a banger. And that beat, like, carrying him and him doing it himself, like, all together, I think, worked out.
No, I completely agree. When you were explaining, it's a good and bad thing if somebody produces their own music, I was literally thinking J. Cole, because I think he does most of his. And I think whenever he comes out with a beat that I think is very unique or maybe different, like GOMD or ATM off of his latest album, I'm like, who is this? And what have you done with Jermaine? Because this is actually a lively beat, and it's something that sounds different, and it doesn't just kind of droll together. Dude, like
that's how I felt about I think it was Sideline Story, like his first album with Mr. Nice Watch. I love that song, and that song is so different from everything else on that album.
Yeah, and what's that other song in the song with not Trey Songz. And I'll look for it, but as I'm talking about it, but I like that album, dude. Like he always like says it's his least favorite album, or he doesn't talk about it, but like when I listen to it, I'm like, dude, this is can't get enough with Trey Songz. Like I'm like, yes,
oh yeah,
like, this is the good shit. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah,
like. But whatever, that's a J. Cole. We'll shit on
J.
Cole later.
Yeah, my hot take is J. Cole is the most average rapper alive, and I don't understand why he's like he's not even bad. He's just like he is the most 5 out of 10 motherfucker I've ever heard.
I will say he has some good like the verse on 21 Savage's song.
Yeah, yeah.
That
but he
a lot.
Also,
that one, yeah.
Also, king of the worst rap lines I've ever heard in my life. Bro, he says, he's talking about a girl sucking his dick, and I can't remember the line. like before, he's like so big, it's like a foot is in her mouth.
Oh yeah,
Bro.
it's planes. It's planes.
Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Your shit is terrible. You think you the shit, but you can't out fart me. He's the worst, dude.
But did you listen to For Your Eyes Only? Because I did, and I don't remember a single thing about it.
Is that the one with GOMD?
No, that was 2014.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For Your Eyes Only is the album, like...
The cover was, like, orange and purple, and he's in, like, regal garb, I think, kind of, on the front.
So? No, that's Kids.
Okay.
It's Kids, KOD. That's, like, Kids on Drugs, or Kids Off Drugs.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but, no, yeah, this... Exactly. It's an album that came out. It's, like, black and white, and his back is to the camera, and nobody remembers.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I liked ATM. I did like ATM a lot, but it's because it sounds so unlike everything else.
Right. So sorry.
What were we talking about?
Beatz. Fuck J. Cole, but we're talking about favorite beats. I said Tyler the Creator. So
keep disappointing Nas.
Yo, exactly.
Fuck Nas.
All right, so I think you're on your last two. We should probably speed through these because we're
we're taking our sweet time with this one, but we'll speed through this one. So, 4, Devil in a New Dress, which is gonna come up all the time.
That's like one of your top songs of all time. I'm pretty sure. I feel like it comes up in every list.
Yes, best guest versus best. It's gonna come up in best samples in a few weeks. It's on the best album of all time for me. Best lines. It's just it is perfect. And funny enough, it is the only song on my beautiful dark twisted fantasy that isn't produced by Kanye West. It's produced by.
I saw that and I was like, I thought Kanye produced everything on this album.
That's the one song, and it's produced by Bink and Mike Dean, and Mike Dean does the guitar solo in the middle.
Right. Shout out to Bink. I don't know who the fuck he is. Don't feel like I've ever heard of him. How do you come out with that song and no one knows you for the rest?
I think I remember now. No, that was Runaway. Never mind. But there is it samples a 1960 Smokey Robinson song called "Will You Love Me Tomorrow," and if you listen to that song "Will You Love Me Tomorrow" by Smokey Robinson, you'll hear some of the lines, but just the way that they're put together, man, that song starts and it's just like you're on, and then of course you have the middle guitar solo, and then you hear dun 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 dun, and then Rick Ross comes in and lays it down. So Devil in a New Dress.
Barrel thrown by Donkey Kong.
Oh my god, dude! It is like one of those giant fucking bullets from Super Mario World hitting you in the face.
That's the thing. It's like when he got like you said, Nicki Minaj's like Monsterverse to you was like a neon nuclear bomb. Like his shit when he's going so hard feels like Crash Bandicoot when you're running away from the giant rolling boulder. Like his shit is always just like super heavy, and you're just like, God damn, like.
It is like having like Beats headphones all the way to the top during an earthquake.
Yo, exactly.
It is like being on a Ferris wheel that's been like unhinged and it's just going
rolling down the street.
Yeah, like but yeah. So that's my number 4, and then we'll go to yours, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right. So my number 4. All right. So are we stopping at 4?
We can do 5,
and then I'm gonna make my 4 super quick, and then my 5 will be a quick one also, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit.
Is your 5 gonna be the controversy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's not much to talk about, but it's still a little bit, so I'm gonna put that at the end. Lucifer by Jay-Z is another one where it just opens so on point and money and ready to go. And it's also got a classic sample. Which from Chase the Devil by Max Romeo. But it's just a banger. Like that's all, like he flows great on it. Jay-Z is kind of prone to just like not matching the energy of the song. And that, as great as Jay-Z is, it's just a thing I've noticed on like some, like if you don't give him a beat that's super straightforward, sometimes he just like, it doesn't fit right. Like it just doesn't happen. The magic's not there. But like the magic is 100% there on that one.
Yeah. I haven't listened to this one. Do you know what album it's on?
It's on the Black Album, I believe.
The Black Album. Okay. See,
you should definitely check it out. It's produced by Kanye West.
You know what? Somebody was. I think somebody. It came up recently because I think it might have been an anniversary, but I do want to get it. What I've been trying to do is that, growing up, I just got songs sort of as one-offs.
Right.
Because I illegally downloaded them because
From looking at LimeWire. Shout out to LimeWire, the god.
But Lucifer featuring Eminem, featuring Jay-Z, featuring Kanye West, featuring Lil Wayne, featuring
Yeah. And I have the funniest story about illegally downloading a song that will have to wait till next week because we're running on time. But I'm going to hit that, so I need to try and remember that.
Yeah, we can talk about that next week because I have some stories as well. But what I was gonna say is that, I just sort of know like one, two, or three songs from like a big important album. So from the Black Album, I know Dirt Off Your Shoulder and 99 Problems, but I don't really know the rest of it. And so what I'm doing now is that I'm buying vinyls, and that allows me to sort of have to listen to all of it all the way through. So that happened with me with the Blueprint, where I sort of knew my next, this will be a nice
segue.
It'll be my next song, but had that one and like a few other ones, but it helped me sort of fill in the gaps and listen to other ones. So I want to get the Black Album soon so that I can listen to all of it and sort of get the songs that are maybe deeper cuts than the popular ones.
Yeah, Lucifer's a banger, dude. It's fucking intense. So
yeah.
All right, what's your last one?
My last one is a Jay-Z song. So we've had 3 Jay-Z songs here, and this one is also produced by Kanye West, and it's a 1980s White Snake sample, and it is Heart of the City, Ain't No Love.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I think is another one, classic. It's like this one I think is probably the smoothest one out of all of mine. That is like not as hard in terms of a bass. It's just like it just sounds so good, and you hear that like that guitar, right? There's like a little bit of a guitar that Kanye West puts in there,
right?
And it just fits so well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my last one.
All right, so my last one that has a little bit of controversy is Uproar by Lil Wayne. Fuck that. Before I'd ever heard this song, my dad listens to hip hop, and this is an older song, and it's got Craig Mack, who is the person who held P Diddy above water until P Diddy found Biggie Smalls. So like my dad was always a big Craig Mack fan, but then like Craig Mack never really got the shine he deserved because once P Diddy found Biggie, he was like, cool, this is where all my attention's going, clearly. So, but anyways, it's Special Delivery, specifically the remix.
Hold on, before you talking about Biggie reminded me, there was a tweet. Have you seen that tweet that says, how come Biggie Smalls was so horny that he asked his people not to shoot up a club? Or something?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Also, Biggie was so horny that you hear him get an actual blowjob at the beginning of one song. And it's fucking gross sounding, dude, because he's so fat. You hear him like clearing his throat so he can breathe. Oh, it's terrible, dude. So anyways, but yeah, so Special Delivery Remix has the exact, I don't have the year it came out because I'm always underprepared. But it came out way before Uproar came out, which came out with the Carter 5, I think. But anyways, Uproar came out, and when I first heard it, I was like, this is the fucking Special Delivery beat. Like, the instant I heard it, I was like, this is the Special Delivery beat. And the Special Delivery beat is super simple, but, and it's like one of those that I would almost hesitate to even say belongs on this list, because nothing about the beat is, like, sticks out. But for me, I feel like there has to be something to it, because you've got, on the remix, you've got G-Dep, Ghostface Killah, Craig Mack and Keith Murray, who all rap wildly different. They're so not alike, and every single one of them flows on that shit so perfect. And so like I don't know if it's just because it is minimalist, you know what I mean? And so like everyone's able to just do what they want with it. But anyways, that is produced by, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna say SLP. And Uproar by Lil Wayne, which sounds the exact same. He was not credited on it at all, and Swizz Beatz has credit for that beat. And like the moment
you go, oh, the world is about to change. Oh, everybody stand up. Oh.
Swizz Beatz is the worst for drop. there's a guy called Big Ghost who used to have this fucking blog that he did. Now he actually produces, but he used to have this blog where he constantly made fun of like soft rappers. And he always did it. He typed out like he was speaking as Ghostface Killer, and he fucking nailed it. Like his typing is identical to how you would imagine Ghostface Killer talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Swizz Beatz is always on it. Like Swizz Beatz can make the most immaculate beat, but will decide that he has to come onto a microphone and drop the biggest struggle bomb of a verse ever. And struggle bomb killed me, dude, because every time he gets in front of a mic, dude, it is legitimately a struggle bomb. But anyways, he has credit for that beat. It's just the special delivery beat. That's all it is. It's just the special delivery beat.
Except with his stupid
with
shit
Swizz Beatz saying like fucking whatever. Like
the world, Atlanta doesn't know what's coming to him. Lil Wayne, talk to him. Hey.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
All right.
But yeah,
Does that mean that So Appalled should be even better song because it actually makes Swizz Beatz not sound like shit?
Yo, it should. That song should get extra fucking credit, dude. And real quick, my last thing I want to say is about special delivery as one of my favorite lines about the best piece of jewelry ever. And we can talk about this in a podcast, but Ghostface Killer says Wonder Woman arms, and he's clearly talking about his fucking bracelet with the giant gold eagle on it, dude. Have you seen it? Oh my god, just Google Ghostface and I promise you're gonna see him with this giant fucking bangle on his like left arm with a giant golden hawk wings in the air, dude. Or it's an eagle. I guess.
See it now. Yeah,
it's like huge. It's the best piece of jewelry.
Dude, when you were saying that, I thought you meant like it had an eagle, like it was like laid
engraved.
Down. This eagle is like a statue.
Yeah, it's a statue on his wrist, and he wears it legitimately, dude.
He's kissing it in this one.
That is better than any chain by any rapper. I don't care.
There's one with him pulling it out like it's a laser beam, and he's wearing a Mike Vick jersey from Atlanta.
Yo.
And it might be the greatest picture of all time.
Yo, could you imagine anything more intimidating? Dude, also, bro, the levels, dude. For Instagram, when you drop this episode, the picture of the animal needs to be the golden eagle. Dude, it has to be the golden eagle from this fucking... Yes, dude. It has to be. All right, so, but yeah, that beat specifically is like I said, it's very minimalist, but everyone flows on it, so I assume it's good. But then Swizz Beatz dropped a fucking struggle bomb on it, and then got credit for it, even though it's the same thing. So that's it. All right, so we're done with favorite rap beats. If you're not a rap fan, fuck you, dude. We're still talking. We talked about it for like 45 minutes.
40 minutes. I'm sorry, but hopefully we gave you some knowledge and you know, hopefully you'll listen to some of these songs.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's speed through these next couple of things because I'm tired of not hitting all the topics that I listed at the beginning. So Washington Redskins are changing the name after fucking everybody and their mother was like, I think we're gonna pull out support. Like the minority owners wanted out, dude. FedEx wanted out. They're like, we really need to change this. And fucking Dan Snyder is still fucking dragging his feet on this. And I saw the most ignorant stat I've ever seen in my life, which is that the Washington Redskins are the 5th most valuable NFL franchise. And I can't fucking believe it because that team is such fucking ass cheeks, dude.
It's all about, like, the location. Like, the Knicks, you know, who haven't been, you know, in the finals since, I think, like, mid-90s. They're like number 1, right? Or number 1 or number 2 always in the NBA thing. I think it's all about the city you're in, and I guess just like your history. Dude, maybe he's cutting the shit out of costs, and he like feeds people like old shitty beer in the stands or something.
Yeah, maybe. I wish you could see how far my head dropped when you brought up the Knicks. Like I was like, oh, I'm a Knicks fan, and we are bad. We are worse than the Redskins have ever been. The Knicks are worse as a franchise than any. The Cubs didn't win a World Series for over 100 years, and the Knicks are still worse than the Cubs ever were. The Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns both went 0-16 in the season, and the Knicks are worse than either of those teams ever were.
And I think the thing with the Knicks is that it is the biggest discrepancy in terms of impact on the league compared to success.
Oh,
right?
Dude, exactly. Every year you're like... every year because I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm like, dude, if we get Zion, dude, this whole fucking league is about to be so lit. Like, can you imagine Zion being the man in New York just fucking dunking on people's heads. Like,
Nope.
when we were talking about when LeBron was making the decision, dude, the Knicks were like in the top 3, and I don't think we were ever actually in the top 3, but we were just strung along like we were, dude. I was like, oh, can you imagine LeBron come to the Big Apple and out here dunking on people's heads? Like, with Amari Stoudemire, and instead we got fucking Carmelo. Dude, Carmelo is nowhere close to LeBron, but because he was in New York and good, like, that was a super hype period. New York made Linsanity a thing. There's nowhere else Linsanity would have been a thing if not New York.
Right.
And we're so fucking bad. Sorry,
They're
Redskins.
so bad. And then, yeah. I know. I played with them on 2K the other night.
Oh,
They
they're
were not
bad,
good.
dude.
I was like, what is... Fucking RJ Barrett's left-handed? What is this? What is going on?
Yeah, I wonder if the game keeps you from dribbling with the right hand like RJ Barrett in real life.
Probably. But yeah, so they changed their name, and it was funny because when they announced that they were going to change their name, they put out like a press release. And so they're like, the Washington team has decided to change their name. But they literally put that word like 6 or 7 times around. They were like, www.redskins.com.
The header
at
of
Redskins.
the paper says like Washington Redskins with the logo.
Washington Redskins football team, the football, and like, it's like, and then they have that big racist logo right at the top. And it's like, wait, did you just do like one for the road? Like somebody on Twitter was like, they just did let me just get one for the road real quick before I go.
Yeah. What kills me is that, like, also, like, so many people are so upset about name changes. And the thing I've never understood is, like, who gives a shit? Like, I'm going to be a Cowboys fan even if they legitimately change the name to Cowgirls. Like, it's just my team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to root for that team.
Like, yeah, they could be like the Dallas... I don't know, what else does Dallas have? The Dallas Tacos. I'd be like, yeah, sure. The Dallas Skyline. I'd be like, cool, buildings are cool.
Yo, fuck it, dude. Let's go. Like,
exactly.
Why are you so attached to Redskin? It's not even cool.
Right. Like,
at least the Chicago Blackhawks like sounds cool. You know what I mean? But like this doesn't. At least the Atlanta Braves sounds like the word brave is a positive word. You know what I mean?
Or you could retroactively change it. Like the Warriors used to be, I think, a Native American thing as well, the Golden State Warriors. But then they're just like, well, let's veer away from that and veer more toward like these Power Ranger looking things on our logo.
Right.
If you remember that logo.
You're not readopting the phrase Redskins.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's like at least the other ones, you can change them or you can, adapt them a little bit. I think Syracuse used to be the Orangemen, which I think was also a Native American thing.
I think we're the orange, but I feel like there still might be. I think sometimes they're called Orangemen, but like we changed our logo to like a literal orange, like
a little orange, or they're the orange. It's like the heat. It's like a one word that means like a wave, right? Like the wave. But they changed their names, and like I'm the same. I don't get why people are so angry at them changing it. Maybe I don't know. People are afraid of change sometimes. Yeah. But this one is so explicitly like.
Right.
Like,
and people are like, oh, they're gonna come for the Braves next or whatever. But it's just like I don't. Here's the deal. First of all, like, do I think the Braves is so bad that like it needs to be changed? No. The tomahawk chop is a little, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, do I think it needs to be changed? No. But like, who cares if they do? Like, are you suddenly no longer an Atlanta fan?
Right.
Like, who cares?
Exactly. Yeah. Change it to and did you see there was I think somebody tweeted out or they had an article about how a guy in Arlington, Virginia, he trademarked all the names.
46 different fucking Washington names, dude. Dude, fuck the Redskins, they're so bad.
The funniest one was like I think one of them was the Washington Radskins. In case you went to hang loose in the DMV. But yeah, he took all of them. He took like red pandas, red
the red tails.
The red tails, yeah.
There was one that was like the red tails, like something with another word that was like a different one. So like even if they tried to get around it by combining them, like he caught that one too.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think it'll hold up, but it's just funny that they were probably like, all right, just find this one. They're like, sir, it's taken. Joe Smith took it.
Have you tried the Radskins yet? And they're like, damn it, that one's taken too.
That one's taken too. This son of a bitch is too clever. Get him in this office. He'll come up with a new name. I really don't know what would fit, but sometimes, you sort of try to think about... I do think the Red
Tails is a good one. Like, I think
Red Tails would be a good one. But sometimes, it doesn't even fit really. Like,
Right.
the Carolina Panthers.
The Las Vegas
there's
Golden Knights.
Yeah, there's no Panthers here. The Wizards in Washington, like, there's no Wizards there.
There's
like,
no Wizards anywhere.
Right? And then the you're right. Yeah, they should have. Tennessee has all the Wizards. Well, they have the Grand Wizards.
Oh no!
But like the Toronto Raptors, they just named that because Jurassic Park was a big movie in the '90s. Like that's literally why they named them the Raptors.
My man said the Tennessee Grand Wizards.
So it doesn't quite. I mean, sometimes like they like for them to fit, like the Ravens, because Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore, but like they don't need to. Like you could literally be just the Washington Hawks,
like the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, like
the Utah Jazz. You could not come up with a less jazz city than Utah.
Yeah, that's one where I'm like, why didn't you change the names? The Lakers, of all the majestic lakes in LA, after they switch, I can't believe they didn't change them. But yeah, like sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. But it is what it is. But I think I am interested to see what the new name is and what they end up changing it to. And just to we can segue real quick, keeping it in the NFC East, Dak signed his 1 year, no long term for Dak. We mentioned this in a couple episodes ago.
He signed his tender, right?
Signed his tender, $31 million for this year.
Yes.
That's it. Then next year he can, if they tag him again next year, he'll get $37 million.
Yeah. I don't think Dak Prescott is going to be a Cowboy. Going forward, long term.
I think this is very touchy because it could either go. I think Drew Brees played on a tag, so it could go Drew Brees' way, where he gets the money, or this could end up being like Kirk Cousins 2.0,
right?
Where we tag him again and then he's gone in like 2 years.
I think that's probably what we're gonna get. I think I'm leaning more towards the Kirk Cousins deal because I do think that we're a little skeptical of like just how good he is. And I think, I think you're hesitant to give him a big deal because you're not sure if he's actually that good. And then I think, like, once you franchise tag someone, like, you're kind of burning a bridge a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Julie. I don't remember many tags. I think tags, they're most of the time they're given to just sort of mid to high level players, but
or
when
if
they're
they're
given
high
to
level,
big level,
it's always like, we want you for one more year, but we're not keeping you long term. We need to find another option, but you're still the best one we got right now, so franchise tag.
Yeah. I mean, anytime that they're given to like a mid tier guy, I'm always like a Devin McCourty or something, right? I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and they usually stay. But when they're given to like the big guys, they usually don't last. Like I always remember Julius Peppers getting it twice when he was with the Panthers, and then he was gone to the Bears.
So
yeah.
Speaking of Bears, we're going to talk about the Madden ratings, and one of my biggest confusions with the Madden ratings, and maybe I just didn't watch enough football, is the fact that Khalil Mack is a 97 and J.J. Watt's a 98. Look, I know J.J. Watt's great, but like, I just feel
Hasn't he been hurt?
Right. Like, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not watching enough football. But, like, I don't think J.J. Watt's doing better than Khalil Mack. At that age? Dude, no way.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was one where I was like, I disagree completely with this list instantly.
The one that I disagreed with right off the bat isn't really one player's ranking. It's the running back rankings. So, I'll just give you the rundown of the top 5 running backs.
Okay. Are you okay with Christian McCaffrey being 99, though? I feel like that's a dead...
Yeah,
okay.
I think that, I mean, the man put the whole Panthers on his back.
Right.
Like, I know that they had...
I know they didn't do great, but he still got them everything they got.
literally, their one wide receiver is the guy, DJ Moore. And he was solid. I had him in my fantasy. He had, 1,000 yards. But the man played with Kyle Allen. It's like that, you remember that Chappelle show skit where he goes, the man made Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller. It's like that. It's like, the man played with Kyle Allen. Allen. And so he's a 99, and he was one last year, and I'm okay with that. And then 93, number 2 is Derrick Henry at 93, Zeke at 92, Nick Chubb 92, and then Dalvin Cook 91. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to include in there Saquon Barkley at 91.
Okay.
So those are the 6. What I was like, wait, what? Was the fact that there are 6 points between Derrick Henry and McCaffrey. Like, dude, like, Derrick Henry, I don't think people realize how much of a beast he was in the back half of last season. Like all time in terms of over the course of a few games, like level rushing, right?
Right.
And he's a 93. Like, this man should be like, I don't know if 98. But
Nah, I would put him 95 or 96. Like, I think, like, he's good, but, like, I do think there is a very noticeable gap between Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry on what they can do for your team.
Right. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're talking about, like, pass catching, maybe that's why he was brought down, because maybe his pass catching isn't as...
Quite as good.
Yeah, like, McCaffrey's catching is 82, and Henry's is 62.
And also, this is always a shitty argument, because it's what's, you know, like, it's just a what if, but, like, what would Christian McCaffrey do on a team with, like, a good line and, like, even a remotely respectable quarterback? Or just a respectable offense in general. Like, I don't know what the Panthers have that's any good. Like, they have one good receiver in Christian McCaffrey. Their other receivers are not good. I don't think their line's good. Their tight end is good, Greg Olsen, except for always hurt and now retired. Like, just like, I don't know what you guys have going for you, and Christian McCaffrey still looks like a superstar.
Yeah. Did they sign Eric Ebra? I'll look it up. But anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. And it always bums me out when you see guys that are like, you know, pretty much like, could be like all-time players on shit teams. Like I was mentioning, you know, a couple episodes ago, I mentioned Chris Johnson, and he was on the Titans. Yeah. And it's like, God, like if he had just been like a good team, man, like, God, like, damn it. Or
Barry Sanders.
Or Calvin Johnson. Or Larry Fitzgerald for most of his career, you know, like, right. If he had just had like a consistent team around him.
You know who we're going through that with right now, and a little bit previously, is DeAndre Hopkins and Andre Johnson, both for the Texans.
Yes, like, I think Andre Johnson more. DeAndre got lucky and got Deshaun Watson in the last few years. Yes,
he may get revitalized, but up until recently, it was definitely like a same situation where you're like, Jesus, could DeAndre Hopkins get somebody fucking decent? But now he's got Deshaun Watson, you're right, so he'll probably be all right. But Andre Johnson's best quarterback is like Matt Schaub. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, like, but yeah, so that's sort of what I got. Like that was the first thing. I was like, 6 gaps between the number 1 and number 2, because I think everybody else is pretty close. Pretty close, yeah.
I will say at first I was like, Zeke is 92 and Nick Chubb is 92. I was like, that can't be right. But then I was like, Nick Chubb was balling out for me in fantasy last year. So
that's kind of how you keep up with most of the guys.
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
Nick Chubb was like that? I mean, okay.
Yeah, you're the way you view the Madden ratings is how much that dude either came in clutch for you or dusted you. Like how devastated you were when he was on the other team. And by that metric, Christian McCaffrey should be a 99 and everyone else should be an 80. Because that was the most awful thing, is when you had to match up against Christian McCaffrey. Like, well, cool, that dude has 35 points. Like, it's...
like, yep. The next, I do want to say, like, I don't think all of the rankings are out by the time we're recording this. I don't think wide receivers is out, but quarterbacks is, and of course, you know, Patrick Mahomes is 99. Yep. Have you seen the quarterback one? Do you want to try and guess the top 5?
All right, hold on. Top 5. I haven't looked at it. I knew Patrick Mahomes was a 99. So, top 5. Mahomes. Okay.
So, I'm going to give you that, and then I'm going to give you their ranking, their overall, and then see if you get it. Next one is 97.
97 overall. Fucking Lamar Jackson?
No.
97, not Patrick Mahomes. I got no idea.
It's Russell Wilson.
Okay, that's fair. Fair.
And then next up is 94.
All right, that's Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Okay.
And then number 4 is 93.
Deshaun Watson?
Nope, Drew Brees. They still have him at 93.
Drew Brees.
Yep. And then
I was going to bat for Drew Brees in the episode we were talking about Dak Prescott, because I was like, no, he's actually still pretty good, but that seems like a stretch.
Yeah, wait, who did you say just now? Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Oh, he's 86. And then the last one in the top 5 is 90.
90. Aaron Rodgers?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, dude. Tom Brady, the man who had the same stats pretty much as, or the same QBR as Jameis Winston.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, and then I think Aaron Rodgers. That next up is Aaron Rodgers at 89, which I think is kind of low. But
yeah, that does seem a little low. But again, he didn't have a great year last year, and this could be the beginning of the fall. So that one seems low, but I feel like I don't hate it, if that makes sense.
What the fuck? They don't have Winston? What the hell is this?
Where's Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I think they just have starters. They have like randos on here. Like they have Jalen Hurts, but they don't have Winston.
That's all right.
Who is Cole McDonald?
Oh,
whatever.
The fucking Suck.
But yeah. So those are the ones that we have so far. Aaron Donald. I think this is the third time in a row he's been 99, which I think makes total sense. I think that's what they have so far. Stephon Gilmore, Defensive Player of the Year. He's a 99.
That's fair.
Yeah. Apparently he had the stat that ESPN had today was that he had more touchdowns than he had touchdowns scored on him. He had 2 touchdowns, and he had 1 touchdown scored on him.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we hit everything.
Yeah.
So
I think we got everything.
Fucking
oh wait, do you have like 5 more minutes?
Fuck it. Let's go.
Do you want to talk about just your overall thoughts on Madden? Like, what do you think about it?
Okay. So my biggest thing with Madden is that I think it sucks, and I think it is both benefiting and suffering from what 2K had for a while, which is that EA has exclusive rights to the NFL. So no other game company can make an NFL game. And what I think that's caused to happen is that Madden has just basically been like, we can put out whatever the fuck we want. Like, we don't have to put any effort into it. We don't have to do anything people want, because if they want to play a football game, this is the only one. And that's kind of what 2K had, because at first it was NBA Live. And then 2K came out while NBA Live was big. And 2K like stormed through and all of a sudden was like the better basketball game. And then NBA Live got to the point where they were putting out shit, and that shit looked like it was a whole generation behind. Like NBA 2K came out, and you're like, this is the best 360 looking game ever. And then fucking NBA Live came out, and you're like, this is, I'm pretty sure, a fucking ColecoVision fucking like game. What the fuck is this? And so then like NBA Live stopped putting games out. They're like, we're not making enough money. We suck at them clearly, and blah blah blah. And then 2K I think kind of rested on its laurels, where it's like we're the only game that people care about, so we're kind of holding back. NBA Live's coming back a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna do enough, but like I think maybe that'll push 2K to start taking it more seriously.
Keeps them honest. Keeps them on.
Right, but that's what Madden doesn't have at all. Like, we're the only ones that can make it. If you want it, we have it. Doesn't matter how good or bad it is.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel the exact same way. I think I would never buy a Madden game, like, right when it comes out, ever. And for the longest time, what my deal was, whenever, like, a new game would come out, I would literally go that same day that it came out to GameStop and get the one that was 2 years older. So if it was, like, 2K15, or Madden 2015, I would literally go to the store that came out and be like, I'd like Madden 13, please. And it was actually kind of funny, because I remember one time I went, and it was like the day it came out or the day after. And I go up and I'm like, hi, yes, do you have a copy of Madden 13 or Madden 14 or whatever? And the guy goes, well, we have like Madden 16. Is that the one you want? The new one? And I literally went, no, I want the old one. The one that's literally 2 years old and $5, please. And
because it's the same fucking game.
It's the exact same game. Like maybe
some guy online has probably made the 2016 rosters and put them on 2014. Like,
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think I'd never buy Madden straight up. It's a scam, and
it's a fraud. It's a fraud.
Exactly. It's terrible. The soundtracks are good though.
Yeah. To me, Madden soundtracks are always the most weird. Like, it's always like country music, rock songs, and rap. Like, and they try and package it all together, because football is one of the things that like everyone's kind of into. You know what I mean? Like every demographic. So like you'll be listening to fucking like just like Big Green Tractor, and then fucking like the next song that's gonna come on is gonna be like Linkin Park, and then after that you're gonna get like Too Short. blow the
Snoop
whistle.
Dogg.
Yeah.
Too short. Yeah. I can get what's his name? E40. You can play Madden.
Fucking
Have
shit
you
in a
seen that
leader.
thing? Have you seen that tweet that says he raps like he's got a mouthful of Jello?
He does.
But yeah, Madden. It's funny that we spent so much time talking about it because I think it's not great. But I mean, I'll play anybody at any time just because it is fun.
Yeah.
And if you want a good laugh, just Google like Madden glitches on YouTube because some of those shits are so funny because that game messes up so much.
The best ones are always like, because I am just competitive by nature generally. So like in a game, I would be so frustrated. But you see the ones where it's like the dude runs the ball and there's like a pile of people and like the defender like uses like switches like 3 times to do a tackle in this pile. So like all the tackles are landing and then all of a sudden the dude's body just like goes horizontal and then just fucking lands on its feet outside and just runs for a touchdown. And I was like, I can't imagine how fucking mad I would be. Like if that was any sort of like, if that was me and any of my friends, dude, I would be furious.
I would destroy the fucking
controller. Yeah,
dude.
Exactly.
Dude, I have been on I've been on both ends of like a heartbreaking Madden like loss that was just like complete bullshit. And I'll give these and then we'll wrap it up. These stories real quick. The first one was I was playing our friend Sean, who we mentioned before in the podcast.
Sean duffs the shit out of me, and like I think I was able to hold my weight in the NCAA football game, but Sean duffs the fuck out of me every single time we play Madden, and I duff him every time we play 2K. It was so disheartening. Like every time he dropped like 60 on me, and I got like 10 in Madden, I was like, all right, let's play some 2K, buddy. Like, I need to get these shots off.
But I was playing him in high school, and he was the Chargers, and I forget who I was. But anyway, so at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I'm down 2 touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm. But I have the ball, and then I score early, so it's 21-7. I remember the score because this moment is imprinted in my brain. So I score, make it 21-14, and then he gets the ball back. He drives a little bit, but I hold him. I get the ball back, I drive down, I score. So it's 21-20 with like 10 seconds to go. And I'm like, yeah, overtime. Let's go. Like 2 touchdowns, in the fourth. Like, fuck yeah, I'm about to get to win in overtime.
Talking shit like D'Angelo Hall. Like, talk about the hand, knew the hand. Like,
exactly. And I literally, and so I'm like very carefully like doing, the little right stick, down and up, right? So very carefully do it. I'm like, all right, don't fuck this up. I do it exactly. And the line goes perfectly. He lines up to kick it. The dude on the defensive line comes around the edge and blocks it. When do they ever block the extra kick?
When Sean Johnson plays, dude, it's always some horse shit when he's playing.
I was like, what the fuck? And I lost 21-20. And I was like, what the shit? What's that?
And I know Sean was so lit after he did it. Dude.
No, dude, he did that thing where he was like, oh. He just kind of like laughed to himself like in the chair. God damn it. And then the other story was me and my friend Zach. We were playing in college, and same thing. We were about to go into overtime. I was the Falcons, and I forget who he was, and I was at my own 30. And so he's like, it was like 10 seconds to go. I didn't have any timeouts going into overtime, and he's like, "Are you gonna do a Hail Mary?" And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do a Hail Mary, but I'll just do like a Roddy White streak, right?"
Yeah.
And so I run that, and I almost get sacked. I escape, and I just launch it, and the guy is all over Roddy White. And dude, literally, he does like in the back of the end zone, like over the shoulder, just like
the Odell catch
basket. Yeah, like a basket catch, like tippy toe in the back of the end zone. And he was so pissed. He's like, "This fucking bullshit, fucking bullshit."
And you're like, you're right, but it doesn't fucking matter.
I was like, "Yeah, dude, you're so fucking right. This fucking game is broken. This game sucks. That would never happen in real life."
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
No, I get duffed in Madden. I want to talk shit in Madden every time because I feel like I should be good at it, and I'm not. I'm so bad.
I'm not good at it either. I don't know any of like the zones and shit and how to move people and shit like people can.
Yeah. All right. Well,
catch me doing a bunch of slants.
Slants. Also, bro, quick slants is the most broke shit in every Madden game because It's just a pick play. Like, every single time, I promise someone will get open. Like, if you want to be a real scumbag and just win, you just fucking run quick slants all day.
Just quick slants over and over and over. Just keep hitting that Y button or
Or
the triangle.
or the four verticals where one of them is like your tight end just kind of like running a post like across the middle. He always at some point the middle linebacker is covering him and then just switches to cover the running back coming out of the backfield, and the tight end's always open every time.
Dude, I always do that. I'll run that play or one similar to it, and I'll get like 20 yards, and I'd be like, I gotta mix it up. I gotta play like a real quarterback. And I do a run, gets like 2 yards. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going back.
Exactly.
Why am I trying to play like a real person?
Dude, I think that's my problem. I'm like, all right, gonna bounce it to the outside, then give him a run up the middle, then I'm gonna hit him with this play action. And it's like I could just ran quick slants.
I'm gonna do a
I
screen.
could just done quick slants twice.
I'm gonna do a dump off for 2 yards, because positive yard is, like, no, fuck that. Like,
you run four verticals, you run quick slants, dude. That's it.
You ain't Bill Belichick, bitch. Like whatever. Get out of here. Just run four verticals. Fucking just like you said, quick slants, like the wheel routes. And,
exactly. Because Madden's horseshit. Because the game sucks. Full circle, baby. Madden blows. That's my
halfback stretch has never gotten anything more than 2 yards.
You could have Barry fucking Sanders against the fucking 0-16 Browns. That shit is getting 3 yards at best.
Exactly. Power row every day.
All right. Well, that's the episode. You can catch us at Diff Animals Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can email us directly at differentanimalspodcast@gmail.com. And you can catch me at TMoneyBags on Twitter and Instagram. You?
Yeah, and you can catch me at EverCastro92 on Instagram.
All right, that's the episode. Stay safe, stay entertained, and we will catch you next week every Thursday at noon without fail.
You know it.
Peace.
See you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just in honor of our favorite rapper losing his fucking mind and running for president under the birthday party because he's a fucking asshole. Our quote to end this episode is going to be from Birthday Song. And we talked about this before, but last birthday she got you a new sweater. Put it on, give her a kiss, and tell her do better. What up?